So we're Steve and Maria Davis. We live in a bungalow, and it's a 1930s bungalow, and we've been here now for 3 years, and the winters have been pretty cold. There's no internal insulation, so for the last couple of years we've been looking at getting a cladding system. A lot of people in the area have had it done. We were going to get it done winter before last, but it turned out to be a bit of a minefield trying to find the right company, and then we stumbled on you guys.
I went through various, so I've got a friend who works in the energy sector, and I asked her how to go about looking for a reputable company. So I searched through Swiga members and Inca members, and I think I found you guys on the Inca website. And we've been looking for quite a while. We've got a lot of quotes that varied from very, very low to ridiculously high, and there didn't seem to be any consistency among any of them. And there was something, I opened your website and I said, I want these guys. And there was just something that was very reassuring about the way it was presented, and you had all of the accreditations that we were looking for. It was quite uncomfortable in the winter. And in our daughter's room in particular is north facing and was extremely cold, taking a long time to heat up. And then once the radiator went off, it would just freeze immediately. And so that was it's just a cold house.
That makes sense.
Cold house.
As are a lot in the area, as I say, these are 1930s builds. A lot more people in the area were having it done. We'd asked around, but so no one came up with any particular recommendations, but we had lots of quotes, and and on you guys.
And I think it's quite there's been a lot of bad publicity around external wall insulation. So it feels like, and actually, the friend that I spoke to said, it's still quite an immature market in this country, and in other countries it's been done a long time. But in here, and it just felt like it wasn't easy to find people that had the right accreditations, and it just felt like it was a bit of a minefield. So that took us probably, it was over a year to find somebody.
Oh wow.
Because we were looking, we had a lot of quotes, and we were looking, and there was probably something in all of them that were set off a red flag. There was, that they would either put the VAT on, and I'd have to go back and say, but actually it's VAT exempt.
Right.
And then think, well, actually you've put that in the first place, that's not good. Or
we don't need to move the gas pipe, or we don't have to do this, or... So what we found in the process was we'd worked out, if you like, people were pointing out the things that needed doing, but they were never the full Monty for coming around to say everything.
Right, I get what you're saying.
I think until Boston came round and everything others had said and missed, he didn't miss, and picked everything up on the platform, which is that kind of reassurance that yes, it's someone who knows what he's doing. And
No, 100%. No, that's actually a really valid, fair point that you raised, because we've kind of been trying to push it within the industry as a company for more regulation. So sort of like, as a gas engineer needs to be accredited and regulated in order to install a gas pipe or a boiler or anything like that. In the same way, we believe that someone working in this industry should be accredited and regulated, and all these certified installers should be able to install external wall insulation, which ties well into the point you made.
He wasn't discussing cutting any corners, so often conversations you'll have, could be around, we could always do it this way, could do it this way. What we got from Bogdan is we're going to do it the right way, and he also gave some assurances. I think early on when we saw throughout the work that there was an eye for detail, that not only would we do it the right way, it's going to look good as well.
And some of the, so one of the companies that I found wanted to charge even to do the quote. So they were going to.
Oh, right.
So that was about £200 to come out and do the quote. So obviously we didn't go with that company. And then there was another one. It was that we couldn't have a suite guarantee because there's parts of the house that have got that are not solid wall, but they're the parts that we didn't have done. So it was just people didn't seem to know what they were talking about.
Funny you mentioned cutting corners, because I looked outside the property when I came in and the corners looked spectacular. So that was another one of my very terrible bad jokes.
we could say he did actually cut some corners.
Yeah.
The windows did not line up, and it wasn't Bogdan, was it? The other foreman who came along, who made some cosmetic suggestions of saying it's not going to line up. We'll cut it here. We'll get you to line up. And the conversation there was, have you done this before? Yeah, I've done this plenty of times. And it's just that kind of reassurance that they have the eye for detail.
We wanted to guarantee, Swigger guarantee. That was one of the main things that, we felt, given the problems that the industry, because it doesn't seem so well regulated, we felt that was the best regulation that there is, and that's what we wanted. I think that with the cost, everything lined up really. I think cost, professionalism, the fact that it came with the guarantee, but that was quite a
the cost was realistic. It wasn't wildly cheap, and it wasn't wildly expensive. It was sitting good for the job, and also the can do, and we can come out in a couple of weeks' time, and they worked around us. So
all of the above.
All of the above. Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah.
I've worked for a number of housing associations on some fairly big building projects,
Oh.
so I know what some builds are like. These guys were turning up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Before 8 o'clock in the morning. Not knocking the door.
Were quietly coming in, and they just worked unobtrusively throughout the build. Barely know that they were there. Well, I wouldn't say you barely know they're when they're banging on the walls. But they
apart from the banging on the walls.
Apart from the banging on the walls, that they worked quietly and very tidily. That certainly on a Friday afternoon, they were still here at 5 o'clock getting the job done. So they were putting in more than a full day's graft. Clean, tidy, polite. Yeah,
thank you.
No complaints at all. Spot on.
Yeah, communicated. Phone calls and texts and emails throughout. So
any issues were clearly communicated. It wasn't like you sometimes get with bills with people just disappearing off site and you don't see someone for days. Someone was on site every day, working every day, and then when there was a hold up with some of the materials, they were still getting on with other parts of the job, and not what you often find on bills of people disappearing for days on end and having to chase up and make phone calls. No, this was.
And there were a couple of issues, not issues particularly, but so there was a grate that I'd said it's been booked up from the inside, but obviously the guys had seen it and thought, oh, it's a vent, I can't go over, so they'd put a new grill on it, and I hadn't checked that side of the house during the work. And then when everybody left and packed up, I went round and had a look, and I thought, oh no, they've put a grate there. And I emailed Bogdan, and within 3 or 4 days, I can't remember, is it Peter?
Yeah.
It goes. Peter came round, redid that bit, and you'd said that one of the gutters you needed to get a
shield on the bottom of one of the gutterings was missing because the gutter had moved out, and the downpipe, the drain pipe. I was looking at getting one, and next thing I know, I turn around and it's got one on it. So
oh, fantastic!
Gone out and come back. So everything was. That might need doing, that might be doing. It's all totally responsive.
Well, it's a lot more comfortable. I mean, obviously we're not in the depths of winter yet, so it hasn't been tested to the nth degree.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's heating up quicker, a lot quicker. So beforehand, it would, the radiators would come on, but it would be chilly, take a good hour and a half, wouldn't it, to heat up, and then once the heating went off, it would just be cold within 15 minutes. It's like the heat was just clearly just going out everywhere, and so it stays warmer. for longer after the heating goes off, and the heating is coming, obviously it's thermostat controlled, and it's coming on and off a lot more, whereas before it would just be on continuously.
Yeah, so we had the Hive system put in last winter, so we're noticing a difference in how that's operating.
Met or exceeded, really. I mean, the house looks so much nicer from the outside, which was, we'd sort of said, oh, it doesn't really, we're not really bothered about what it looks like kind of thing. It's more about how comfortable you are inside it. But actually, it really looks nice.
Yeah.
It?
Part of the exterior was getting dated, had some old pebble dash and things on the side of the house. This was just, again, probably just a byproduct of bringing the house up to date. So, so it wasn't our primary aim. It was to have a warm house, but it's also just
improve
the
aesthetics of the outside of the whole house.
And also, actually, I forgot to mention that, so we had some lights from the back of the house, and obviously they got taken off to do the rendering, and I thought, I don't really like those lights. So I said to Bogdan, if I buy new ones, we had to put the new ones back on, and it was we'll put the new ones back on, and all of the enabling works as well that were done. So we've got a gate on the side there that's a locked gate, and that needed to be cut down to go back on, and so that was all done as well.
And I'd had to remove some outhouses that were bolted on the side of the house, and there were some timbers I couldn't get off, but again, that was just no problem.
Oh, that's really good.
The guys came along and just finished that job for me.
That's great. Yeah, that's really good to hear. I particularly like that mosaic motif at the bottom of the house.
Yeah, that was, Peter said that was new, not something they'd done before.
Yeah.
I think that was his idea, and I
think it looks really good.
Yeah. So good eye for detail. So certainly, it wasn't just around the thermal quality of the house. It was actually they had an eye for aesthetic. It was just easy. It was just easy going. It wasn't build jobs, and they're by their very nature they're messy. But, we've had contracts before, so they'll disappear. You never know where they are. You're chasing it up, and things aren't getting done how you expect it to be done. This was, it was a big job, but it was just done in a it seemed to be an effort. Well, for us, it was effortless.
That's what we want. If it's effortless for you,
for Martin, who was doing most of the work, it probably wasn't effortless.
Yeah.
Well, if it's effortless for you, then we've achieved half of our goal basically. So
excellent.
Yeah. It was friendly. It was responsive. There was no nonsense. There wasn't that builder chat of I'm not sure about that, or could do. No, it was just very can do. The guys were great.
Oh, thank you.
I actually, when they packed up and left, because they were still here. It was gone 5 on Friday, and they were still here, and they'd put the gate back on. They'd cut recut it to size and stuff, and I actually gave them a tip. All of them, a cash tip, because I thought, it's Friday, just go and get yourself a drink, kind of thing.
Well, that's really nice.
And I can't remember the name of the guy, which one it was. It was sort of like, no, you've already been paid. I had to literally force it on them. Not you. I think the industry. I think of lots of things that the industry could do differently. And I think what you were saying about the, the accreditation. I suppose things like with the guarantee, really, and the issues that came around that Bogdan sorted out, that it would be, if you need where people can self-certify. Actually, I've been trained and accredited. I go in, I do it, and that's you need a system like it's not Corgi anymore, is it? The gas safe.
Oh right, yeah.
Gas safe. Yeah. You need something like gas safe so that people can be. Absolutely assured that they've got, because they're not small projects, are they?
No,
it's not a small project. You're actually you're doing quite a big building project, and you need to have some trust in.
100%.
No, absolutely. Just for what we've said, that it was it's responsive, clean, tidy. Did what we wanted it to do, and some, and that was certainly better than we thought it would do.
And people need to do it. People need to do it just from a comfort perspective, but from an environmental perspective, You know, it's probably one of the most important things that we need to do to our housing stock in this country.
100%, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think I don't know, but people need to do it. So I think I would recommend it on that basis as well. But you know, there's no point getting things like a heat pump if you haven't got decent insulation.